24-25 season, and Coach John Calipari and the 16th-ranked Hogs need you there. The Razorbacks tip off against Lipscomb on Wednesday, November 6th at 7 p.m., and we need the Bud absolutely rocking for that home opener. If you have tickets, make sure they're being used. If you need tickets, head over to SeatGeek.com.
When summer is finally forgotten, as daylight dwindles sooner each day, look around the corner, just beyond Main Street. Chances are, there's a game in a backyard. Children in the midst of imagining. Some with a notion, innocent but powerful. You eagerly followed your team, listening to that distant voice. You couldn't sleep after a victory. Couldn't wait till the day when it might be your time. And then that day arrived. That moment, that affirmation, when you were told you were special. And so you worked and you sacrificed, pointing toward that day in the fall when all of America would be watching you, watching your team. The kind of day dreamed of in a backyard just around the corner from Main Street.
Balance line, Benson rolls out to the left side. That's beautiful protection, lots of time, fires a long pass down the field. Carpenter's got it, he's out in front of the he's racing down the sidelines, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated.
We get an overtime number 8 if they don't. Arkansas has an amazing number 8 win. Motion from Armstead. Manning. Throwing.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Good morning here on Arkansas Game Day. Big C and me for the next 2 hours here live from the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, there is something big going on here right now. $10 clearance rack. Yes, only $10 here at their Stadium Shop. If you come by from 6 to 8 a.m. and see us before you make your way to the tailgate, before you go to your kid's soccer game, whatever you got planned the rest of the day, you want to come in here the next 2 hours to take advantage again of the $10 sales rack here from 6 to 8 a.m. here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We're going to be here having some fun. Also, Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Sawyer's Sunroom. Sawyer's, everything outside of the house, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. Big C, we are up early and at 'em this morning. Most games, at least at home, have been 3 o'clock or after. Donald W. Reynolds Razorback stating this is the first one. Doesn't look like we're going to have rain today, which is nice. I know for the fans in attendance, I was wondering how that might affect the game, but it looks like we'll have some decent weather later on today.
Yeah, as a fan, you really don't want to be out there sitting out there in the rain if you can help it. So, good for them. I think it's good for the teams. Obviously, you don't have that element to worry about. That can affect a lot of things. Kicking game, just catching it. Obviously, throwing it. So it looks like we're going to have good weather. I know Lane Kiffin's happy about that. I think that favors them a little bit just because their offense is high-flying and they like to throw it all over the field. So obviously that's a good thing for them. I think it favors us a little bit too because we need to get our offense going. We need to be firing on all cylinders today. I think we're going to need to put up some points. But if our defense will do its job, you may not have to put up as many as you normally would against Ole Miss. Our defense definitely needs to have a good game today and kind of set the tone for the rest of the afternoon.
Our telephone number to jump in here on Arkansas Game Day is 877-377-6963. Again, 877-377-6963. I wonder the attendance later on today. with Arkansas coming off a win against Mississippi State. I know your last home outing didn't go according to plan, but that is something that I know I'm excited about. And I know that you think about where this football team is from an excitement level. Here's Talon Green earlier this week on playing Ole Miss and trying to make fans proud.
It's a really important game for both of us, and there's going to be a lot of energy and a lot of. I'm just glad we're at home and having the home crowd with us, and that means a lot to us, and we're just trying to make the fans in the state of Arkansas proud, and we're just glad that we can do it in that place right there.
Talon's really got a chance in this final third of the season to take on some incredible defenses, at least statistically. Ole Miss ranked number 1 in college football. This Texas team that you'll play in 2 weeks from today, also a top 5 defensive opponent. Now, some of that has been watered down by the non-conference opponents and really the lackluster offensive teams that they played in the SEC. And so we'll see if Arkansas can gain the time it's his possession. What I think is very interesting, it's one thing for Braylon Russell, Big C, to run 175 yards on Mississippi State, maybe the worst defense in the SEC. He's going up against the number 1 unit in the country today.
Yards are going to be a lot harder to come by today on the ground, but that doesn't mean you need to stop doing it. You need to establish the run, make yourself balanced on offense. That's what you got to do. That's how you really beat Tennessee. I mean, you did run the ball really well against Tennessee at moments, but you also made the passing plays you needed to. So balance is how you beat good defenses. It's easier said than done, but that's got to be the MO today. You do need to establish that run, and then the passing game will open up.
Again, our number, if you want to jump in, if you've got some thoughts on this Arkansas and Ole Miss game later on at 11 o'clock, 877-377-6963. The basketball team, unfortunately, fell last night to TCU. But you had some guys make some plays, including John L. Davis.
Other end, Davis going to pull up on the right wing, and Nelly knocks down a three-pointer. A 3 for Nelly, and the Hogs are up by 11. Biggest lead of the night.
66-65, the final in Dickies Arena, as Arkansas did not have near the scoring output as they did. And I said yesterday, Big C on the Morning Rush, a week ago, I expected them to lose to Kansas, and they ended up winning. But I mean, for a team that's still trying to figure out, only really 3 guys have played with one another in college. That's DJ Wagner, that's Big Z, and it's also a dude, Thiero, having to, again, game chemistry with the rest of the team is not just going to be a snap of the finger type of thing.
No, and they were. It seemed like they were in control most of that game. Arkansas was, and then towards the end, it kind of got away from them. Bad time to kind of go on a cold streak, and I think you can attribute that to, like you said, them not playing that much together. They don't really know how to close out a game yet. TCU, I'm sure, has some older guys on that team, and they understand that, and they were able to get it done. But I wouldn't worry too much about a 1-point loss. Technically,
no, it's still an exhibition game.
Yeah, I don't know what the crowd size was, if it was 50-50 or whatever. I don't think that really played a huge toll. I just think TCU made the plays when they needed to, and Arkansas played a good game. I still think, considering how long they've played together, in their youth, to only lose by 1 against a pretty scrappy TCU team who has a really good coach, by the way, I would expect them to make a little noise in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah, and I think I know you're going to the Lipscomb game opening night this upcoming Wednesday. Colton's going to, and I know y'all are excited about that. I think with Arkansas football having a bye this upcoming week, you're back in Dallas against the Baylor Bears this next weekend. You've got Lipscomb, so next week could be centering around little basketball more. Now, obviously, Monday and Tuesday is probably going to be heavy football talk following what happens against Ole Miss. But I would expect I would expect a decent generated portion of our conversation as the basketball season gets going here to touch on some Razorback basketball and John Calipari, of course. All right, we're going to take a short break here in our opening segment. Again, our number, if you want to jump in this morning, 877-377-6963. We're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. $10 clearance sale on the sales rack here if you want to come by and take advantage for the next 2 hours. It's only in the next 2 hours. So before you go to the tailgate, before you go to the game, before you go to the kids' game later on, come by and see Robert, me, Elizabeth, Matthew, Tony, the rest of the team here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. More Arkansas Game Day coming up next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by
Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment. 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive, and financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast. And always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
They do a really good job of knowing what they do. You know, they don't do a million things, but they do them really well. So I think that they're coached really well. This coordinator and their whole staff's done a great job.
He's full of crap. Where's he been all of his life?
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Play action. Green's going to throw, man wide open at the goal line. It's caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. 14 yards to Luke Has.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. This is Arkansas Game Day.
All right, back here on Arkansas Game Day, Big C and me, 877-377-6963, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, where we're here till 8 o'clock this morning, and by Sawyer's Sunroom. So you heard Lane Kiffin there, and this is an interesting dynamic game for me when it comes to the two head coaches. Neither head coach has won on the road when they played one another. There have been some good games. We saw last year, ended up being a 7-point loss for the Razorbacks. 3 years ago, they went on the road and lost by 1 in Mississippi. Ole Miss has not fared as well. It was the Matt Corral 6-interception game 4 years ago, and then 2 years ago, it was the Rocket Sanders game where he rushed for like 200-something yards and just carved up the Ole Miss secondary, linebackers, defensive line. Really, the offensive line came to play that night. This is not a legacy game per se, Christian, because Arkansas is not ranked or anything, but if Ole Miss loses, they are done. And they got Georgia next week. Yeah. So I just wonder, if you're Lane Kiffin, how you keep the team together and really not look ahead to the Bulldogs, who are coming in as one of the top maybe 3 teams in college football next week in Oxford.
Yeah, Arkansas needs to come in with a killer instinct today, because that's what Ole Miss is going to try to do, because like you just said, they know the importance of this game. You can't really afford to get 3 losses without there being some heat on you on making the playoff. They don't really have that many quality wins right now either, and their schedule doesn't get much easier. They've got Georgia. That'll be a big game for them, but this is a big game. Really, every game on their schedule right now is a big game, and their team you would think, would respond and play with a lot of fire and energy, and you would hope Arkansas does the same. Now, I know we're not going to know till game time, but I think a big part of this game is if Trey Harris can play.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Not as many top 25 matchups as you would like to see today in college football. In fact, there's actually only one. Ohio State and Penn State, 11 o'clock. I know Big Ten fans still not happy about that. That's the game of the day on Fox. In terms of the SEC, you've got some matchups that I'm intrigued by. I really do believe that South Carolina is going to beat Texas A&M tonight at 6:30. On ABC, the world's largest cocktail party, Florida and Georgia at 2:30. Vanderbilt and Auburn's an intriguing game. That one gets going at 11:45 on the SEC network. I think Tennessee blows out Kentucky. But the reason for the lack of top 25, you've got 4 top 25 teams on bye: Alabama, LSU, Missouri, and Texas. So that's why there's not really top 25 matchups today.
Yeah, and there is a lot of good games, and you just mentioned a handful of them. I know you're kind of you're pretty much sold on that South Carolina A&M game, that being an upset. I can definitely see it for sure. A&M, South Carolina, A&M may be kind of having a letdown after that LSU game, but man, I tell you what, their defense is really good. You know they're going to play well. South Carolina's defense isn't too shabby either, but the problem with them is their offense is pretty inconsistent. They're kind of like Arkansas. They can't really put back-to-back good games together. South Carolina, if they're able to kind of match A&M offensively today, I think they do have a shot because their defense is really good. They've got a good defensive line. Man, I can definitely see where you're going with this, but I'm kind of in wait and see mode with South Carolina. Can they string together a couple good games?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. We've had a lot of people stop by. We've got 4 or 5 families that have stopped by already here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. So, again, 6 to 8 a.m. only. You can take advantage of the $10 sales rack here that they have at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. A lot of stuff. I've spent a lot of money in here over the years buying different things. Robert got me this awesome Henley a couple weeks ago that I'm going to be wearing next weekend. Tommy and Texarkana stopped by. He's actually going to be in South Bend as well. So we're going to, I think, hang out a little bit next weekend with that Notre Dame and Florida State game. I wonder, when you look at the Southeastern Conference right now, and this was a good question asked, I think, on ESPN National Radio yesterday. Texas A&M is number 10, and do you think they're the best team in the SEC, even though they're undefeated in the Southeastern Conference?
Not definitively.
I think it's Georgia. Yeah. To be honest, Christian, how do you feel?
I think it's Georgia. They've got a loss, but they probably have the best win in the SEC. Going on the road, winning at Texas, I think that speaks volumes. Texas is a good team. They've got a lot of talent. And the record speaks for itself this year so far. I think they may be a little bit overrated, but to go on there on the road and get a win like that, Georgia, I think there's something to be said for that for sure. A&M, they're kind of like, you don't really know. They don't really have an identity on offense. They got a good defense. It's just you never really.
They should roll with Marcel Reed, Christian.
Yeah, I don't know if last week was just a product of him coming in and LSU not really expecting it and, just kind of one of those, caught him off guard moments. If he can string together a couple games, I don't know if he can do that or not. It'll be tough on the road against South Carolina. That still is a freshman. I mean, he'll be on the road in a hostile environment today. So today really – depending on how he plays today, I assume he's going to get the start, and they're going to have if he has a kind of average game today, they're going to have a tough decision to make, I think. Wigman may be the better option on the road.
Yeah, I don't know, like, when it comes to what Mike Elko is having to do with this quarterback situation, that's a tough call because Wigman's the guy that he went out and really defended in a press conference earlier this year, but this team has responded at times in big, crucial situations to Marcel Reed. So that is something I'm monitoring not only today against South Carolina. They'll play Texas at the tail end of the season. I mean, A&M's got a nice slate depending on where you think they're going to end up. Again, their only loss this season is to the Fighting Zach Arnses at Notre Dame, which went into College Station, got one of the biggest college football wins of the season. Then they followed it up with a loss to Northern Illinois. But New Mexico State at Auburn and Texas still remaining. Don't know how much Auburn is going to give them. Surprised Auburn is favored against Vanderbilt today at home. That one still doesn't make any sense to me, Christian.
Auburn's been in a lot of close games this year. They're pretty good on defense. That's been pretty much commonplace for them this year. It's their offense.
Awful at time and possession. Awful.
Yeah. I think their defense will keep them in this game. They're physical. They've got more talent than Vanderbilt. I don't care what you say, but Pavia can cancel out some of that just with him being able to make plays with his legs, and he's a headache for defenses. So I can definitely see Auburn staying in this game. It'll be close, man. Man, I would give the edge to Vanderbilt in this one. I just don't think Auburn has any identity, and Vanderbilt's good enough on defense to win. They played a Texas team really that they had no business competing with, because, I mean, Texas, the type of athletes Texas gets compared to Vanderbilt is night and day, but they were able to make it a 3-point loss. Yeah.
Yep, it was close, and I really thought that Vanderbilt, with just all the momentum that they had, was going to end up getting it done. They were not able to, though, unfortunately, much to the chagrin of every fan listening that would have loved to talk about Vanderbilt defeating Texas that following day, and we know who would be very disappointed in that. Again, it's Arkansas Game Day. Big C and me for the next hour and a half. We're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. $10 clearance rack for the next hour and a half. So maybe you're just waking up, you're a little groggy this morning. Maybe you're in the car already, you're working out, you're doing whatever, and you need some Razorback gear. You need to come by and see us. Brad Logan's going to stop by. He does a lot of things covering Ole Miss. We're going to chat with him at 7:30, and again, continue on here the next hour and a half. We really appreciate everyone joining us here this morning. Hog Reaction is going to include the Hall of Fame quarterback, Matt Jones, myself, and Colton Little after the game. So if you want to talk about what occurred after the game, you can always do so and jump in on that. Same number will be 877-377-6963. Another thing that people haven't necessarily taken as much advantage of that we'd love for you to is our voicemail on the Hit That Line Now app. Download our app. It's very easy. Just type in Hit That Line Now on Google Play or iTunes, and you can leave a voicemail for us to play after the game, or it can be played also on the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, Chuck and Bo, whatever the case may be. We will play that for you as long as it's not vulgar and it's not over the top. We'll absolutely do that. All right, we're going to take another short break here on Hog Reaction. Stay with us, or I say Hog Reaction, on Arkansas Game Day as we continue on Arkansas Ole Miss, 11 o'clock, right here, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, Hit That Line Now, and, of course, on ESPN.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business, taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Wits Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street at Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Wits Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Communities on alert tonight after feral hogs were spotted roaming around.
They're known to wreak havoc, and they're not your friends.
Read your sharp tusks.
These hogs just don't respect city lines.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Taylor looking for a cutback lane, makes a man miss at the 10, outside at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a move!
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Being able to have these games under our belt and have experience of what looks we're going to get has helped us as an offense, and we're starting to gel together.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
All right, back here on Arkansas Game Day. Lee from Glenwood stopped by, a gentleman that was on his way to work to stop by. We've already had probably 10 plus people, 10 plus families that have stopped by and seen us. Again, for those that don't know, maybe you're hearing for the first time here at 6:31 this morning. We're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback for Arkansas Game Day. Big C and me, $10 clearance rack that you can take advantage for the next hour and a half. Christian, you can't even get burgers, fries, and a drink for $10.
I was going to say,
yet
$10 for just about anything in a shop, in the Stadium Shop would be a steal. Because
yeah, I know.
Anything, it has Razorback on it, and that's a dream.
One of our friends got a bucket hat. We've got some young ladies that just walked away in some what do you call those things, Rob? The cowboy, Kenny Chesney type, straw hats? Yeah, straw hats. So there's going to be a lot of people that stop by and see us before the game today on the way to work before you, again, work out. Again, for $10, y'all, when you can't get a burger, fries, and a drink for that much money, you might as well come by and see us. And, of course, all day long they're going to be here before the game, after the game. That's what they do for you here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Big C and B also give you hopefully the best stuff that you've heard this morning when it comes to Razorback pregame coverage. Let's go back to some of the stuff that we heard this week. Sam Pittman announced the captains on Wednesday night on Sam Pittman Live.
A linebacker plays a lot on special teams, Mr. Alex Sanford. North Little Rock, defensive end, Quincy Rhodes. Yeah. Mr. Patrick Kudus, probably the fastest guy in the SEC. Caught his first touchdown pass, Mr. Jordan Anthony.
I was really happy for Jordan Anthony last week, especially when Sam Pittman talked to me. He's like, Coach, I finally got one. But, Christian, I think the the really intriguing thing about this offensive line today is if Patrick Kudus can string together another great game like he seemingly had last week. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I can break down offensive line play like a Clay Henry or Travis Swanson or any other Razorback former offensive lineman. But for all indications, that was what he did well, and I think he graded very high on Pro Football Focus too. So him back, another game back, coming off that back injury. You'll like to see what kind of impact he can have today, because I think this Ole Miss rushing defense, while they are number one, they haven't necessarily played a running attack and a rushing attack like Arkansas just yet, especially with Taylor Green also.
Here's my analysis. I know in his first game back, they had like the best rushing game of the season. So I don't know if he's the reason for that, but man, if you'd like to see some more of those yards today against Ole Miss, man, that I just hope the offensive line, like you said, plays well today, because they're gonna need all the help they can get on offense.
If you're Bobby Petrino and you're watching your quarterback go through growth spurts and go through growing pains, is probably the more apropos phrase. But it hasn't been perfect this year for Taylor Green, but you've seen flashes. You've seen things that you've liked that said, this kid can make a play. And I think what Lane Kiffin kind of alluded to earlier this week is, like, this kid's a problem. Just like Jackson Dart, like Arkansas's always got to account for Jackson Dart. Ole Miss, Big C, always has to account for Taylor Green making plays when sometimes there isn't one to begin with.
Oh, I know. Just the threat of him running is hard for defenses to prepare for. I was going to say, is the guy to watch for on defense for Ole Miss Chris Paul, a former Razorback? Because when I think about Ole Miss, I think about him. I think about kind of like
he's got, I think, 40 or 50 plus tackles on the season, Christian. I don't think that's a bad take at all.
Just his ability to get in the backfield and stuff like that, and not only intercept passes, but he can do it all.
Here's Pittman on Paul earlier this week.
Well, we've always known he can run, and he's running side to side, tackling very well. Looks like one of their leaders on defense and doing exactly what I thought he would do when he went into the portal, wherever he went, be a really fine player for whomever he went to. And he was a great player for us and doing the same thing at Ole Miss.
So that was one of the things I think a lot of people were nervous about, including myself, was the linebacker position. What you found out is that Travis Williams, Sam Pittman, and this coaching staff went in and got some pretty solid guys that have been competitive and really got in after it at times this year. Would they like that Paul? I don't know. But he is a guy that you lost, and really it's probably the biggest name. I'm trying to think. I mean, Rocket Sanders being in South Carolina. Yeah. Other guys went to UNLV and SMU and Colorado recently. I think he's probably the biggest one that you're having a rematch this year, Christian.
Yes. And who was that receiver that went to Oklahoma a long time? Oh, that was
Mike Woods.
Mike Woods.
Yeah,
Never had to face him, but
yep.
That kind of had the same feeling of the Chris Paul leaving for Ole Miss. Yeah, it's not a guy you want to have to face, especially how good the guy is, and he seems like a leader, and Kiffin really likes him, and he's a stingy player. He doesn't like to concede much. He can do it all, and I don't know what you really do for a player like that, because they're just so good. You can't really take him out of a game. He's kind of like he's like the linebacker version of Harold Perkins.
Yeah, Harold Perkins, torn ACL, out for the season for the LSU Tigers, and yet that defense came in. Now, here's the deal. There's two things that stand out to me. LSU's defense, while now better under Blake Baker, the former Missouri defensive coordinator, from a statistical standpoint, they're not like as high as Ole Miss. This Ole Miss team comes in really high, and Arkansas struggled against Tennessee offensively. They struggled against LSU when they've gone up against some really, really good defensive opponents at times. It hasn't been as much as a cakewalk. It was the defense that won you the Tennessee game. I don't think, you tell me if I'm wrong about this, Christian, I don't think you can win today by scoring 19 points. I really don't. This game, as it said, at like 53.5, I would expect it to exceed that number, and I just don't know how the Razorbacks would be able to pull off another top 25 victory against the Rebels by scoring 19 points later on at 11.
Yeah, it's hard to be stingy against Ole Miss. I do think there will be some plays given up by the defense, but you've got to get timely stops. And just as important is time of possession for Arkansas. That can work in your favor. The more time you have the ball, obviously, the less time Ole Miss has the ball. You don't want to get into a game where you're throwing your defense back out onto the field. It's good to score quick, but you kind of don't want to score too quick because that's the type of game Ole Miss wants. They want the no defense.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
You score, I score, and that favors them. But I don't think it'll be that type of game because I think Arkansas is good enough on defense to really give this Ole Miss team, some issues, enough issues to where your offense has to come to play today. You're right. Basically, comes down to that. You can't score 19 points because this isn't a freshman quarterback. I mean, I don't think he's a Heisman or anything, but he's really good. And
third year in this system, played a lot of college football in both USC and Oxford. So yeah, I would agree on that. And you talking about Arkansas's defense stepping up? Sam Pittman did make a funny comparison this week between Ole Miss's defensive line and Arkansas.
They're the Louis Vuitton of defensive line, and we're like Walmart, blue light special, and
man, if I'm the defensive line, I'm coming into this game looking for something to prove.
Well, yeah,
I don't know that I'd want to be compared to Walmart opposed to Louis Vuitton.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with anything at Walmart whatsoever. No. The Waltons have built this gargantuan of an empire that stretches across the United States of America and is one of the, again, Fortune 100, might even be 50 companies in the world. I think what he's alluding to is the fact that Ole Miss, at least on the surface, looks like they spent a considerable amount of money in the transfer portal. And I think that's one of those things where
I thought he was saying like that's how good
No. That's how I took it. Yeah. That's how I took it from Coach Pittman. And I think for the Razorbacks, this is one of those things where you look at some of those guys like Eric Gregory or Cam Ball or some of the guys that's been around a little bit, and they're good players. They're SEC quality players, but they didn't go get them for $400,000 or $500,000. Now I'm expecting that Landon Jackson's probably making $300,000 to $400,000 to keep him back on campus, and he wanted to get his draft stock up. I don't know that. That's just a guess on my part. It might be just a completely miscalculation, but I think Landon Jackson is a kid, like we saw last week, second play from scrimmage, can make a play. If you're Landon Jackson, if you're Eric Gregory, I mean, these are one of your last three games inside of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Like, I don't expect Landon Jackson to come back next year. Gregory can't due to eligibility. Same with Hudson Clark. I mean, I know it technically probably hasn't set in yet because they're moving 1,000,000 miles an hour with school and football and practice and everything else. But this is one of your last three games inside of a stadium that you've called home for, in some cases, guys in their sixth year like Eric. So this is a big deal, I think, as you continue on. And you get it. I know senior day is against a lackluster Louisiana Tech game, which is good because you're probably going to get a win. But at the same time, it's kind of like you're playing Louisiana Tech. But hopefully there's some extra motivation today, which I know has been an issue for this team at home sometimes. All right, it's Arkansas Game Day. Again, it's brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. $10 clearance rack right now till 8 a.m. So you got an hour and 18 minutes to take advantage of that. We're also brought to you this morning by our friends at Sawyer's Sunrooms. More Arkansas Game Day. Robert Mann joins us when we come back here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Arkansas Game Day.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Yeager's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Don't miss our Ace Rewards member thank you sale, offering 20% off and 2 times points November 1st through 3rd. Grab your coupon in any store for details and exclusions. And don't miss the opening of our new store in Barling this Monday, November 4th. Yeager's, serving the River Valley for 65 years. Order online now and pick up in the store or curbside anytime. Find more everyday low prices online at YeagersHardware.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gonna throw, got a man down around the goal line, caught, touchdown, Arkansas. Jordan Anthony with the catch, and the Razorbacks have broken it open.
Ole Miss never loses a party.
I imagine our place would be rocking pretty good.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyers, everything for outside the house.
They tempo a lot of teams and make them where they can't really think, so they kind of lose a lot of their assignments and technique just because they're tired. So that's a bigger thing that we're working on, man, trying to match their tempo.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
All right, back here on Arkansas Game Day, here with Robert Mann of the Stadium Shop on Razorback. First thing out of your mouth before we came on. The good thing is there's not a water. Now, did you knock on wood? Did you knock on that chair? Is that the Joey Bonamassa sucks chair, or is it different? Okay.
No, that's a different
chair. So what is he coming into town? I heard Ruskin and Zach talking about it. Is he coming into town?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know he's been here just about 6 months ago.
Okay.
So it wasn't that long ago he was here.
Did you go?
No. You think I get to go to things? I mean, I have to pick and choose what I go to.
I figured that would be
I would love to have gone, yes.
Okay. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, I heard them giving you a hard time about that yesterday.
Come on, Zach.
Yes, I think it was Zach that was busting you up. If not yesterday, sometime this week. All right. We've had a lot. We've had Glenwood represented. We've had Texarkana represented. We've had Northwest Arkansas represented. There's been a lot of people that have stopped by already this morning.
There goes Tusk.
Is that Tusk that just drove? Yep, yeah. There he is. A lot of people stop by and see it. $10 sales rack.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it don't take a genius to give it away. So yeah, all of our sale racks, we got to move some stuff, man. We got a load of stuff on that sale rack, and I was telling a lady in there just a minute ago, because I said this once before. She said, there's no junk here. It's all pretty good stuff. I was like, yeah, we're just out of room. My stock room is.
I was going to say, I've been in that stock room.
It's
it is
packed.
It is stuffed up and everything. There's buckets. So give our listeners some of the items, Robert, that you're currently selling for $10 till, again, for the next hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, so this is going to sound crazy, but there were 3. I don't know if they're still there, because you've had some people come in. There were 3 $400 bomber jackets in there.
For $10?
Leather. I'm telling you, man, it's been there for a year. I needed to go. That's just not a lot.
So hold up. What is
what
is the percent? What is
I think they're gone.
What is the drop in percentage on that from $400 to $10?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. But I'm telling you, it's that our inventory is that it's an inventory liquidation.
They're not sold. They're going to be sold in about 10 minutes when someone.
Is that 90% off?
Okay, so no.
I'm going to go walk.
Something like that.
Cheater.
We had some vineyard vines, broken sizes. We've had them for a while. Nobody's buying the sizes. They're like $120. We're giving them away for 10.
Okay.
We got a lot of
so
hats.
We got a $400 jacket.
Well, and I think they're gone. I don't want anybody getting overly excited on that one.
Well, they're about to. If they're not gone already, I'm gonna go take.
I was about to say, I'll cash app you right now.
But yeah, there's some vineyard vines. There's some old Cutter and Buck. There's some Champion sweatshirts and hoodies. They're $40, $50 sweatshirts for $10. A lot of that out there. Coliseum is a brand that we carry. There's some kids stuff. There's some infant stuff. There's a lot of stuff for everybody. Some women's shirts, men's shirts, you name it. I got on the floor right now, there are 3 racks, 1 big rounder and 2 big rolling racks that are just full. Plus we've got some coffee mugs and cowboy hats. The one you saw the lady wearing out here just a minute ago. Those were
straw hats like you were talking about. Yeah. They're $40 or $50, and they're
or the
$10.
Houston nut hat looking thing that everybody.
I don't have one of those. I might have to cop me one of those.
Yeah, with $10.
Okay.
$10.
So Tommy in Texarkana, who's talking to Tony over there, he does work in South Bend. He's actually going to be in South Bend next week, and I told him, I was like, listen, man, I'm wearing nothing but Arkansas gear next week, and 90% of it has been from what is right behind us here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. And he was like, well, then I'm going to do it too. So he's going to be decked out in Arkansas. We're going to have a lot of Razorbacks represented in South Bend next week.
Well, you notice everybody's coming out carrying 2 and 3 bags.
Yeah.
The big bags, not the little ones. The big bags.
Big ones.
Yeah, they're coming up with armloads at the register.
So what Robert is saying is get on your hind horse, get your keister off the couch, and make it. Again, you've got an hour and 8 minutes to make it.
Get down here.
Hurry up. Hurry up. All right, so what do we think about this game today, Robert?
Well, we kind of own Lane Kiffin here in Fayetteville. I mean, let's face it.
0-2.
Yeah, he's 0-2. And, if we just – this is getting to be a cliche with this team. If you don't turn the ball over, you win.
It's unbelievable.
That's just the bottom line.
It's unbelievable how that is.
It's that simple. Mm-hmm. You stop turning the daggum ball over, and you win games. And I don't know how much more clear I can be about that.
You need to force a couple, too.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Well,
why can't we? This is an unfair game because we're not getting as many turnovers as they are.
Yeah, no, to Christian, to your point, what's wild is the 2 true road games they played this season. They forced 5 turnovers each against
A&M.
2 bad teams, Auburn and Mississippi State. That's technically not a true road game.
Oh, okay,
it's because it's a
understand.
neutral
Yeah,
side.
okay, I
But
got
I mean, think about that. You know, on the road at Auburn and on the road at Mississippi State. Now, albeit 2 of the worst teams in the Southeastern Conference, but you forced to combine 10 turnovers. You haven't had that same success rate here in Fayetteville. Now, the defense again, they came to play against Tennessee, not so much against LSU. The issue, the difference, I think, in those two is you've got a veteran quarterback for LSU, didn't have one for Tennessee. You're playing a veteran quarterback later on in the day in Jackson Dart, who has not had the last 2 appearances, has not played good against you at all.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. The guy over.
I'm sure that's been part of their bulletin board. You know, we never won in Fayetteville.
And you're right, Christian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope that continues. You got to hope it continues.
Yeah, let's keep the train going here. As we're live on Arkansas Game Day next hour and 7 minutes, and you can take advantage of the $10 sales rack.
The defensive coordinator,
Travis Williams,
got his hat in stock finally. The one he's been wearing on the sideline.
You got a T-Will hat? Let's go.
Got them in stock, both the white one and the black one. They came in this week. So
heck yeah. All right, so there's a lot of things that you can take advantage of. This is a game. It's kind of like the LSU game. It's going to get a little colder. I know it's at 11 o'clock, but you want to have a sweatshirt. You want to have a jacket. You want to have a blanket.
It is.
And you can get it right here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
And in case it rains, we have $1 ponchos.
$1 ponchos, just in case it rains. Got to take advantage of that as well. A lot of sales stuff going on. Come by and see us. Stadium Shop on Razorback, not just till 8, but all day long. We're going to be here. Hour 2 coming up next.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless. Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
Green rolling right, runs away from the rush, fires to an open receiver in the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. Luke has.
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
I got that wood.
Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated.
Play action, Van Buren's hit, the ball's out, it's on the ground. The Razorbacks say they have it, and indeed they do.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Christian, I just went in there as we're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Really appreciate everyone joining us here for Arkansas Game Day across ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and Hit That Line Now app. I just grabbed like 5 things.
Well,
no joke.
So you
Winning
spent
the
50,
breaks.
it's about $50.
Yeah, $50 on probably $600 worth of gear.
Man.
At least. Again, take advantage. Come by and see us for the next hour. You've got, not even an hour, you've got 59 minutes to take advantage of a $10 sales rack here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We've had a lot of people. Robert, would you say this is the most you've ever had before 7 a.m.? Okay, easily. Before 7 a.m. Again, and it's because there's not a better deal on Arkansas Razorback apparel in the state of Arkansas right now than what you're going to get literally 400 yards from Razorback Stadium. That's all you got to do. It's right here. It's right by parking lot. They've got parking here. A lot of stuff you can take advantage of at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Brad Logan is going to join us coming up in 30 minutes. He's going to stop by and actually join us live. He told me already that he's going to be buying some stuff as well. So you better get here, folks. If you want to take advantage, Brad covers Ole Miss on Inside the Rebels on 24/7 Sports. He does the Believe on Ole Miss podcast, and he's also co-host for Red Blue Crew podcast.
Would you buy an
Ole
Ole Miss shirt for $10?
Would I buy an Ole Miss shirt for $10? No. I would buy. I'd buy an Oxford shirt. I think buying you could buy towns of each SEC, but I'm not a big fan. I love DQ. She's a great member of our team at ESPN Arkansas. Not the biggest fan of when she wears other teams' apparel.
She chose violence
whatsoever. If it's a bet, if you lose a bet, understandable, but not a big fan of that. So not only do we have Arkansas football in 4 hours from today, Arkansas basketball was in a game last night.
Nelly had to get rid of it. Finds Thero to the rim and the flush with two hands. They fouled him too, so Adu's going to get an and one. He exploded down the paint, and he's headed to the foul line with the Hogs back up by one.
TCU wins, unfortunately, 66-65 last night. Christian, did you listen? I was listening to the game last night. Didn't listen to the whole thing. Some of the stats from last night. Adu had himself a dandy of a game. 20 points, 8 of 13 from the field. You only had one other guy go to double digits. That's Boogie Flan. They just were not as offensively potent as they were the game before against Kansas.
No, points were a little harder to come by, but it's good to see other guys step up because you're not going to have the same guys every night putting up a lot of points. I just think they just came a little short last night. It happens. It was weird because they were in control of the game, like for a lot of it, and it just kind of got out of hand there late. But Adu Thiero is one of those exciting players. We know he can dunk, he can shoot, and he seems like he's going to be our kind of do-it-all guy, like our bruiser. Yeah. He's tough and he's hard to stop when he gets going.
Yeah, he's a guy that is really about 6'8", 6'9", can defend the 4, can defend the 3 as well. He's a guy that you really like, and I think he's going to be your hustle guy. All right, this is an interesting dynamic. We've got a husband that's wearing Ole Miss gear and a wife that's wearing Razorback gear. Right? Daughter Ole Miss, okay. Arkansas, okay. All right, is that a Razorback hat on? Okay, so we're supporting both teams. Is that a Razorback shirt underneath? Okay, right,
I have a cousin. I have a cousin who went to Ole Miss, so I can't really get too mad.
And you can still say hotty toddy. Okay, you can win either way. That makes sense. All right. Well, y'all have fun today, guys. I just thought that was interesting as we've got some more fans that are walking here this morning. Again, stop by and see us. Now we need a countdown. You've got 56 minutes to take advantage of the $10 clearance rack, which there are still bomber jackets in there. There's one left, I should say, not jackets, jacket. So this is a $300 jacket. Robert corrected me during the break. $300 jacket for $10. Medium, size medium. So if that is your size, you better skedaddle here. You better get on your hind horse and get over here to the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Guys, we get everything we need? Get everything we need? Let's go. All right. Another happy customer walking out of here this morning. So are we going to be happy about 2:30 today? I was actually texting our friend Robert Teague with Teague Law Firm yesterday, and he and I actually have the same score, 31-28. I think one of the interesting dynamics heading into this game is the field goal kicking. And Matthew Shipley hit all 3 of his kicks last week. Sam Pittman talked earlier this week about confidence and his improvement overall.
Well, I think part of it last week, the field goal range was significantly shorter. It was good because we needed to build confidence in Shipley. He's had an outstanding week. He went 4 for 4 yesterday at practice. So I think just the confidence, kickers get in streaks sometimes, and he unfortunately got in a bad one there a little bit in spring ball early in spring practice and has turned that around. And a lot of that's consistent with the snapper and holder as well, keeping the same guys in there. And I just think that consistency along with his confidence, and he's kicking the ball really well now.
Big C, 3 guys out. I've failed to mention this in the first hour and 5 minutes. Should mention now. Jaquita Jackson, not going to play. Jalen Braxton, not going to play. Kyle Ramsey, who started the season as kicker, not going to play. Roddy Hill's probable. I think he's going to play. I think when they release it right before kickoff or whenever that timeline is, that we're going to see that he is active for today's game. But that is an area, you think about how tight this game has been over the years, and Arkansas has won this game on a game-winning field goal with Connor Lippert in Oxford a few years back. You got to hope that your special teams from the field goal kick, you got one of the best punters in the country. Devin Bale is up for the Ray Guy Award this year. He's like top 5 in most statistical categories punting. But you're kicking Cam Little, Jake Bates. There's a reason they're playing on NFL teams. And, man, you would love to have one of those guys right now.
Yeah, we kind of took it for granted, especially last year, because we weren't a good football team. But would love to, like you said, love to have him this year. But, it was good to see against Mississippi State. I know there weren't a lot of pressure kicks because you had a pretty decent lead. and sometimes that comes into play. But I think every kick today is going to be a kind of a pressure kick, a big kick, and you want to get all the points you can against an Ole Miss team that can score in a hurry. So settling for field goals isn't always a bad thing, obviously. If your defense is playing well, there'll be a couple opportunities today for the field goal kickers to get involved, and you just hope they make them. I mean, you don't really know what's going to happen there, but I will say they had a good game last game.
Yeah, hopefully that continues on here. Hey, just when you thought it couldn't get any better here on 989 Razorback Road, our coworker Jen has brought donuts. There's, I think, 24 total. Yeah, 24 total. So we have $10 sales rack here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and we have 24 donuts that are for solely our listeners. So if you're hungry and you're in the area, we had a gentleman earlier that stopped by before work. We've had a bunch of families on their way to the game that have stopped by. And then, of course, checked out this $10 sales rack inside. So come on by and see us. Love for you to take advantage of what's going on here at 989 South Razorback Road. We're going to take a short break. Again, it's Arkansas Game Day presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Also by Sawyer's Sunrooms for everything outside the house. Sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. That's sawyers-sunrooms.com. Hour of 50 minutes left of Arkansas Game Day coming your way next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names. And tractors that weigh more, do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
They do a really good job of knowing what they do. You know, they don't do a million things, but they do them really well. So I think that they're coached really well. His coordinator and their whole staff's done a great job.
He's full of crap. Where's he been all of his life?
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Play action. Green's going to throw, man, wide open at the goal line. It's caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. 14 yards to Luke Has.
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. This is Arkansas Game Day.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Rush. Oh, I said that. Good grief. Arkansas Game Day for the next, I'm so used to saying that, for 45 minutes. Just chatted with Lane, who came up from Macon, Arkansas, right in between Bologna and Little Rock. Him and his wife stopped by. I'm telling you, I was just talking to Elizabeth here at the Stadium Shop, Christian. They said it's the most traffic between like 6 and 7 o'clock and 7 to 8 that they've ever had. Again, they're usually open. Tony, usually 8 o'clock, right, is when they get open most mornings. So this is a little different. So we've got 22, 21 donuts left here at the table right outside of the Stadium Shop on Razorback. The $10 rack is going quick. So if you want to take advantage for the next 44 minutes, $10 items. There were Bomber Jacks on there. There were Vineyard Vines polos, Vineyard Vines pullovers. I mean, there's so much stuff on there. Houston Dale nut hats. I mean, this is some awesome stuff. This isn't like throwaway stuff. They just got to get rid of it because of how much stuff's in their stockroom. I've been in their stockroom. It is overflowing. So come by, take advantage. See us at 989 South Razorback Road here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Brad Logan's going to join us coming up in just a bit. Excited to check in with Brad. He is a contributor to Inside the Rebels. He's going to join us live. He's going to be at his game today. First time that he's experienced Razorback Stadium on the media side of things. We'll get his thoughts on Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin, and so much more. This is a game that I know Arkansas fans really enjoy. Christian made a great montage earlier this week because there's been some dramatic endings.
And Arkansas celebrates a 58-56-7 overtime victory. Picked off by Rohan Gaines. He's got He's got a chance. Touchdown, Arkansas. You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now. Can they get there? Big hit. They'll do it. 4th and 25. It's complete to Henry. Ole Miss knocks it away. Incomplete. No correction. It's on lateral. Arkansas keeps it going. Collins is going to take it inside the 15, and he has a first down on the lateral. Morgan, fake it. Allen takes it, dives, and he is in. The two-point conversion. Arkansas wins it in overtime.
Man, a lot of good memories packed in that game. I think for me, you got to go to the 7 overtime game. And Matt's talked about this before. Again, Matt doesn't like talking about his accomplishments. You almost have to pull it out of him from time to time. He wants to more talk about the team at hand. But that 7 overtime battle with Eli Manning, which Arkansas won 58-56, Jermaine Petty stopped that Eli Manning pass at the tail end way back when. I mean, that was an unbelievable game in 2003. It's over 20 years old. Christian, you and I were, I guess, in middle school at the time. But that is a game that I will remember to this day. I remember with just how that game ended. The pizzas apparently that they ordered for after the game got cold. So Coach Nutt said, we took the boys and we got them some Whoppers from Burger King. I got a terrible Houston Nutt impression. Derek can do one much better. But that was a game that I will remember the rest of my life. And again, this has been the best series last decade and a half between the two schools, and I don't think it's close. It's not the most intense. It's not the biggest rivalry, but game by game, this is the one that usually ends up being a great ending for both squads.
Yeah, I think both teams, when they play each other, they respect each other, and they each they want to win. They think each team thinks they can beat the other, and they should beat the other, and it kind of makes that makes for a good game just about every time. And you're right. I mean, when you play Ole Miss, when we play Ole Miss, I always think, man, we should beat these guys if we do this, do that. And a lot of times it happens. And, especially in Fayetteville, when they haven't beat you since 2008, it's not a stretch to think you can beat them, especially at home.
Yeah. Christian, you just sent me this great video. So we were talking about Arkansas unfortunately falling to TCU. Using this awesome video. I'll let you share it because Kentucky fans still
we're living rent-free, man.
Yeah, still messing with John Calipari. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a Kentucky fan at the Arkansas TCU game. Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio actually shared it with a Pope hat and in a Kentucky pullover or whatever. I don't know if he was just trolling or what he was doing, but he was definitely repping his team.
Yeah, he's got the hat on and everything. He's got the whole ensemble on directly behind the Arkansas bench, messing with John Calipari. Again, that game on February the 1st is going to be one of the most colossal college basketball road atmospheres that a Razorback fan has ever experienced in their entire life. The boos that will echo. I said this earlier this week when Tommy, we were talking about it. It's has it set in that John Calipari is your head basketball coach? And I know that he walked out the other night for the Kansas exhibition. I know he's going to do the same thing for the opening night against Lipscomb come Wednesday. But for me, and this is just my personal opinion, it will truly set in on February the 1st when he walks in to Rupp Arena for the first time in forever as a opponent. Not the coach, not the Pope, pun intended, but the guy you want to beat more than ever if you're the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, if Kentucky didn't view us as a rival before, they definitely do now. I mean, it's just going to be insane. That game, is 8 o'clock, I believe, but I still expect it to be a crazy atmosphere, and I don't know if Calipari's going to go in with a business-like attitude, or is he going to try to treat it as a, glad to be back, but we're going to beat you type of attitude. But that's one of those that he definitely has circled, and Kentucky has it circled. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at you in that game. If there is a game on their schedule that they want to win, it'd be hard to find one bigger than the Arkansas game.
Well, I know Chris Pupal has this game circled, as do a lot of Razorback fans. Ole Miss, for some, is the second biggest rivalry in the game, in the football-wise, for Arkansas. And especially if you live on the eastern part of the state, Brett Northworthy is a good friend of mine, Forest City. I know he talks with a lot of Arkansas fans. He does daily sports radio in Memphis, also pre and post for Ole Miss. And, I mean, if you're that close, whether you're in Memphis or in West Memphis, Forest City, Wynn, kind of that sort part of the state, maybe you're in southeast Arkansas too. I know you're close to LSU, but you're also close to this is a game you want to win. And part of that reason you want to win is because Ole Miss, while they've got a good head coach, has an obnoxious head coach. Their fans are obnoxious. They're pretentious. They're over the top. They are the widest collar crowd of anyone in the SEC. Like the SEC, like when you think about its fan base, and I know there's stigmas for every fan base, including our own, but you label it, and that's the one that's like the wine and cheese crowd. Texas and Ole Miss fans would get along great because there's not many Texas and Ole Miss fans that are blue collar per se. And I know I'm fueling the fire a little bit.
And it's weird that, but I can't explain why they're like that. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, they're in Mississippi. They're not high class. They're not. You know what I mean?
What do we always say? Thank God for Mississippi when we talk about Arkansas and Mississippi. And I'm having some fun here, of course. I don't have a massive problem with Ole Miss or Mississippians or any case by the imagination because we got plenty of Mississippians like Tanner and Tupelo and others that's where they live. But it is especially a clash of dynamics when you think about Mississippi State, farm, ag, and then going up against Ole Miss each and every year, not just for the same players, but that just the clash of cultures. And this is a game you really want bad. And one of the reasons that you're hopeful about this game is that you've got an offense that at times has shown you they could put up points this season. Here's Luke Has earlier this week on the offense that he feels like is starting to gel a little bit.
Because there's so many checks and things that it all starts with the quarterback, but it starts with us too on some plays. So being able to have these games under our belt and have experience of what looks we're going to get has helped us as an offense and the receivers and us in the passing game, knowing when we should break and all kinds of stuff. It's going to start paying off, and we're starting to gel together because we have games under our belt.
And I know Ty Washington and Varkey's Gums dismissed earlier from the team this week, and curious how that tight end room looks. Ty Washington, I believe, had 2 touchdowns against the Rebels last year, so you need Luke and you need Andreas Pushka to step up, and whether it's Joe Moore or Madison Lassiter, whoever they line up at times at tight end, they've got to make sure that they're in situations that can behoove the Arkansas Razorback offense, particularly Taylor Green in safety valve situations. Just got a chance to look at this text. Gary Thomas, who authors the Hog Tunes cartoons, which are like some of my favorite theme every week, he's got Taylor Green as his comic this week. And Taylor, verb to cut. And he's got this Razorback. I'll send it to you, Big C. He's got this Razorback running after this Rebel. Hopefully Taylor Green is knifing up, cutting up, shredding this Ole Miss defense that at times has looked really, really good. Again, top 5 in a lot of statistical categories, not only SEC-wise, but nationally as well. Maybe the most difficult task that Taylor has had on his plate all season long. We're going to take a short break. Again, we're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. You've got 35 minutes to take advantage of the $10 clearance rack here at 989 Razorback Road. After that, you can also take advantage of everything else they have in the store. Brad Logan, who covers the Ole Miss Rebels, joins us live here at the Stadium Shop. When we return, stay with us. It's Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment. 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
This is Ricky Young with Mr. Cabbage Head and the Screaming Radishes, vegetable-related rock for a healthier lifestyle. When we have any problem at all, we call 782-8940.
It's a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with always on energy. Visit AOGC.com.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Communities on alert tonight after feral hogs were spotted roaming around.
They're known to wreak havoc, and they're not your friends.
Read your sharp text. These hogs just don't respect city lines.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. Brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Taylor looking for a cutback lane, makes a man miss at the 10, outside at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! What a move!
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Being able to have these games under our belt and have experience of what looks we're going to get has helped us as offense, and we're starting to gel together.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Brad Logan covers the Ole Miss Rebels for Inside the Rebels, Believe in Ole Miss podcast, and he's the co-host for Red Blue Crew pod as well. Brad, good to have you, man. It's first time you're covering the Hogs and Rebels in Fayetteville today.
I'm excited to be here. You know, driving in, I was listening to the show, and one thing that's fascinating to me is this state is all Hogs.
Yeah.
And you know, back in Mississippi, you have Ole Miss and Mississippi State that kind of share a lot of fans. And, this place is fantastic. You know, I stayed here last night, ate great food, stayed with some family.
Where'd you end up going?
I don't know. Am I okay?
You're good. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I went to Wright's
Okay.
Barbecue, it was as good as advertised for me and then my family. And so we really enjoyed it. And then just being in this area, Northwest Arkansas, it's a beautiful part of the country. The drive in, while long and difficult, was very pretty up 49.
Now, help me what part of Mississippi do you reside in now, man?
I live in North Mississippi, just south of Oxford, where Ole Miss is. We have some family property, very rural area. And so Really enjoy living there. And then, of course, covering the Rebels, it's very easy to get to Oxford to take care of what we need to. And, big fan of the state of Arkansas. You know that. I've talked to you a lot, the family vacations in Branson a lot. So this is an area of the country that I really enjoy.
So it's funny, Branson, it's like the battle for for Missouri and Arkansas fans. But it's funny you mentioned Branson because I do have some Mississippi friends that make their way up to Branson as well. Brad does a great job of covering Ole Miss. And, Brad, I want to start with Jackson Dart. Here's a kid that's in the third installment of his time in Ole Miss, and not that he's transferred out, but his third year. And I'm going to be honest, I thought the offense would be better. I know Trey Harris's injury has had a part in that. What are you expecting for them in Fayetteville today, especially when he hasn't played as well against the Razorbacks these last 2 years?
You're right, and we can say that about a lot of the players and a lot of the coaches against Arkansas and Fayetteville. You guys made mention of that 08 game. That was in Houston. Nutt came back as a head coach of Ole Miss, and I could make an argument that Arkansas should have won that game.
Yeah.
There was a call late in the game where they called offensive pass interference, and I'm sure many people here in Northwest Arkansas remember.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden Ole Miss is 1-14, and then the only game which they won handily back in 2000. I can't believe we're talking 24 years ago.
Yeah.
And Deuce McAllister had a big game, the running back for Ole Miss. Otherwise, it's been all Ole Miss. It's when Ole Miss crosses the Mississippi River, they just forget how to play football.
Yeah.
And with the exception, they play pretty well in Little Rock. There's been some pretty good Ole Miss games there. But if I were Arkansas, I would never play Ole Miss in Little Rock because they've had some pretty good success. Coming into this season, you guys read the same preseason prognostications as we did, and there was a lot of the national media that were saying that Ole Miss was going to be a playoff caliber team. That's we'll see if that happens. Right now, the margin, as you and I talked earlier this week, is very razor thin. But everyone coming in expected Jackson Dart to be a Heisman candidate, at least on paper. Everything looked good. We've learned that you don't play games on paper. And specifically Ole Miss, they've had some issues on the offensive line, which has not allowed Jackson Dart to go through his progressions. They have not been able to run the ball effectively. Henry Parrish Jr. has been a little banged up. Ulysses Bentley has not been the running back that many expected him to be, and the offensive line has just had some issues. Therefore, when you combat all that, not to mention a big injury to Trey Harris, the all-everything wide receiver.
He leads the SEC by how many yards receiving? I mean, it's absurd.
A couple of hundred yards, and he hadn't played in 2 games.
I know, it's absurd.
I just had a conversation with someone you and I know very well, and the locker rooms are set up for Harris, Nolan, and Prescorn to play. There's been some issues. Now, that doesn't mean anything.
You heard Christian Groden in the background. It's like, oh, no.
And I don't mean to rain on any Ole Miss fans parade that's driving in, but I'll believe Harris plays when I see it.
Okay.
I really believe he needs an additional week before he's able to go. He's got a lower body injury. Many have said it's a growing injury. He's got a very big a bright future ahead for him, so he obviously doesn't want to re-aggravate anything.
I want to ask you about that because I think that's an important point with this Ole Miss team. You've got a lot of guys that are at least on paper have a good prospect of making it to the next level of the National Football League, and they've already lost 2 games. Let's say they do lose later on today. Like, how if you're Lane Kiffin, how do you keep this team together? Because, I think we're headed for a tight game today, and I'm curious with Georgia next week, like, how do you keep this team tight as a head football coach?
I think you're in danger zone territory if that happens because coming into the season, we talked to so many of the players and the coaches, and, when we had players like Jordan Watkins, who's a wide receiver for Ole Miss, and we talked to him at Ole Miss Media Day, and he looked me in the eye and said, Brad, we came back to win a national championship. And so when the coaching staff doesn't try to temper that, they embrace that.
When Dart's saying we have to win out and stuff like that.
You create a winning culture. And if you've got that winning culture and you've got egregious losses against teams like Kentucky, which now they're 1-4 in the conference after losing to Auburn, just a really bad loss.
At home.
And Ty, those are the games that Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin have won. And, when Ole Miss plays teams that close down the stretch, they historically have won those games in the 5 years that Lane has been at Ole Miss. This year is the first year that Ole Miss hasn't risen and taken care of business, specifically at home. Lane just doesn't lose up until this year games in which they are favored at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you kind of trying to meander through. And look, I'll be straight up with you. Lane was really, really close to his dad. And when Monty passed,
that's an utter,
it's difficult whenever you have family that pass. And I know he was close to his dad, so I think a lot of the situation that goes into having to work through that. And I have a lot of compassion for the Kiffin family. They're all so close, and they have a great relationship. And when their father passed, I think that did a lot to Lane mentally. But I applaud him. He's worked his way through that. But I do think that's played a little bit of a factor in why we've seen a little bit of a deviation with Ole Miss this year. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to players. Mm-hmm. And Ole Miss has, on paper, one of the best rosters in college football.
And that they've ever had in Oxford, too, for that matter.
That's also true. Probably the best defensive line I've seen in Oxford since 1993 when Ole Miss had the #1 defense in the country. So you put all that together, you kind of scratch your head on the loss to Kentucky. I will say this: they bounced back and played really well on the road. Knocked out. We'll see how good Carolina is, but beat Carolina really handily on the road, and then played LSU to the brink. Should have beaten LSU. No question. Should have been 27-0 in the first quarter, but you know what? It wasn't, and that's a credit to Brian Kelly and his team. Forced that game to overtime. At that point, the stigma of Death Valley kind of takes over, and Ole Miss loses the game. That's 2 losses. They cannot afford another loss. To answer your question, long story short, I don't know how you keep the team together if you have another loss because you've pushed all your chips in, and it's college football playoff or bust. And we'll see if they can get in even at 10-2, and so that's something to say. One thing I will say too is Ole Miss. We know they've struggled in Fayetteville. Lane Kiffin has struggled in Fayetteville. He's 0-2, and he's 2-2 against Sam. And I know that's been said all week long here on HitThatLine.com. Is will Sam have a bit of an advantage over Lane Kiffin at the end of the day? And would Arkansas fans embrace Sam Pittman more if he can beat Ole Miss today, and he would have a 3-2 head-to-head against Lane Kiffin? So, all great questions, and line opened up. I think the summer line was 9.5. It immediately went to 6, just like that. Mm-hmm. But we've seen it creep up a little bit, and I'm surprised by that. I expected it to be around 3.5 to 4 at kick, but it hasn't. It's ticked up, and it's about 7.5.
People bet on the Rebs,
man.
Yeah,
they are. And so I guess they don't, live and breathe it like we do inside the bubble of, Ole Miss just doesn't win in Fayetteville.
Well,
so we'll see what happens later on today.
And I was talking, so I got a text from one of my Ole Miss buddies this week, and he's like, "Oh, there's rain projected. All right, y'all won. Congratulations. It doesn't look like it's going to happen today." But there are certain stigmas within college football that just play out. Arkansas can't beat Missouri. Now that might change this season. Ole Miss, for whatever reason, can't win Baton Rouge. That they, like you said earlier, they every reason to win that game. And then Nussmeier would berserk down the stretch, and they end up losing. We'll see if the one continues here in Fayetteville. I do want to stay on Monty Kiffin, though, for a sec, because one of his heydays was here in Fayetteville under Coach Holtz. And there's a lot of Arkansas fans that really like Monty Kiffin. He's just a college football lifer. What have you, maybe in the last few years since he's been in Oxford, what have you gotten a chance to know from Coach Kiffin?
What I love about Coach Kiffin is that, for people that don't know here in the state of Arkansas, or maybe folks that are listening or watching, he was at every practice. He was inside the facility all time. Mm-hmm. He had the players had a nickname for him. I think they called him Pops.
That's awesome.
He was a vibrant part of that Ole Miss program. And once again, I think when he passed, that changed not only Coach Lane Kiffin, it changed the entire complexity of the program. And people just don't understand that and how much he meant to the program. And so, not to mention what he, with the Tampa 2 and everything he did on the NFL level.
The architect. It's unbelievable.
Yes, and everything that he has submitted in the college game. And I'm glad you brought that up, because not only here in Fayetteville, but all across the country, his defensive strategies and what he's been able to do in all walks of college football. So his footprint is all over this Ole Miss program, and the thing about his legacy, although very quiet, behind the scenes, never wanted any pomp and circumstance, but his fingerprints are all over this program.
Mm-hmm. Again, Brad Logan is our guest, Believe in Ole Miss podcast. If you're an Ole Miss fan that's making your way to the game, Brad's a great guy to follow when it comes to covering your Ole Miss Rebels. Brad, when you look on the other side, when you look at Arkansas, Taylon Green, I know Arkansas is concerned with Jackson Dart. You got to figure out how to stop him. What's the biggest thing for Pete Golding keeping Taylon Green in check starting at 11 o'clock today?
They're going to have to spy him. Ole Miss has not played a dual-threat quarterback in the conference yet.
Will that be Pooh Paul, you think, that does the majority of that?
Him or our son, Tareem Perkins.
Okay.
And those are two players that would do a really good job. Pooh Paul, the leading tackler on Ole Miss's team, I don't think they're going to use him as a spy, because they're going to free him up to try to make plays.
Okay.
And Ole Miss has this best defensive front, like I made mention to a moment ago, since 1993. Walter Nolan, Princely Monmielen appears to be healthy and ready to go. J.J. Pegues is someone we could see on offense run the football. I know you guys have seen him do that. But he's a phenomenal defensive lineman. Xavier Harris has been playing really well. But at the end of the day, Jared Ivey, the transfer out of Georgia Tech, the senior transfer, has been really good as well. Walter Nolan was injured last week, did not come back into the game in the second half. It was a bit of a – we asked Lane at the end of the game what happened there. He says, well, I thought he was coming back in. So I don't think it's severe enough to where he doesn't play, but if he doesn't play, I would not be surprised. So that's something I'll be monitoring early. End of the day, the Ole Miss defensive line being so good can free up the linebackers to kind of make some plays. The key for me for Arkansas is utilize the middle of the field with their tight ends. I mean, they did such a good job against Mississippi State with Luke Haas and Pashka. Peshka?
I was. It's Poshka or Pashka.
Okay.
One of the two. One of the two. You said Emilio Allen a lot better than I would have attempted.
Yeah. But yeah, the tight end play at Arkansas, and not to mention I hate to scar Ole Miss fans, but Hunter Henry, obviously the Hunter Heave.
Ty Washington last year, but
right.
he's off the team.
He's off the team.
Yep.
I saw that earlier that Sam made mention that he is no longer part of the team. But I think, and you start talking about the wide receiver play. I mean, I love Armstrong and what he's been able to do, and Tesla is finally getting some things going offensively. But, yeah, you got to be able to control Taylor Green. I mean, he's such a good quarterback, sitting back in the pocket, and he looked really good last week against Mississippi State. Not, Mississippi State's a really bad football team, but the way he was sitting back in the pocket and surveying all of his targets and going to each progression, I was impressed with Taylor last week. And this Ole Miss secondary, Ty, is open to be able to be susceptible to get a lot of pass yardage. So I think that's definitely something Arkansas can do is utilize that defensive backfield. The left secondary, the left side of that boundary has been difficult. Ty Washington, I believe, for Ole Miss has done – Trey Washington, you got me thinking Ty Washington.
Sorry.
But Trey Washington, he struggled a little bit this year. Amos on the right side of the transfer of Alabama has been pretty good. So, yeah, I think Green can utilize that secondary for Ole Miss. But I think the key for Arkansas is running the football. Just Quentin Jackson, don't think he's going to play.
Yeah,
but Braylon Russell had a huge game last week against Mississippi State. We know that big running backs have been successful against Ole Miss. Just look a couple of years ago to Rocket Sanders. He had like 285 yards against Ole Miss that day. And so, crazy things happen in this game. I expect crazy things to happen today. And who knows? It's just one of those things to where many people say, is this a rivalry game for Ole Miss? Is this a rivalry game from Arkansas? I don't know. I think it's kind of grew into one over the years. But I think on game day, these teams do not like each other. These fan bases do not like each other. And while it may not be as vitriolic as LSU or Missouri or Texas for you guys here in Arkansas, I do think on game day, Arkansas and Ole Miss fans do not like each other.
Well, Brad, we're out of time, man. We really appreciate you stopping by. I'm excited that you get to experience Donald W. Wilderness Razorback Stadium for the first time as a media member today. I know you came once upon a time, but enjoy yourself today. And we've had a lot of customers swing by, so maybe check out some stuff inside if you want to.
Absolutely. Want to say a special hello to Tommy. I know I've not had a chance to meet him. I'll look to meet him one day. But you and Tommy in the morning rush do wonderful work, along with Chuck and Bo are obviously in the morning. And then it's been really cool to listen to Matt Jones this week.
Yeah.
He is absolutely a rebel killer. And Ole Miss fans are very glad that Matt Jones is not putting on a uniform today. In fact, I did a podcast with Matt Jones, who a fellow MIDI member of you guys, and that went nuts. Online because they're like, why did you talk to Matt? I was like, no, it's another Matt Jones. But no, I haven't had a chance to meet the Matt Jones that Ole Miss fans are scarred for life from, but he does a great job here on Hit That Line, and I wish you guys nothing but the best.
03 and 04, not fun for Ole Miss fans. Brad, appreciate your time today, man.
Pleasure.
All right, again, that's Brad Logan, Believe in Ole Miss podcast. Also does a bunch of things covering Ole Miss. We got to take a short break. Robert Mant's going to join us. We're live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, 989 Razorback Road. 14 minutes to take advantage of the $10 sales rack sale. Come by and see us. We got more Arkansas Game Day coming up next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names. And tractors that weigh more, do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business, taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gonna throw. Got a man down around the goal line. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Jordan Anthony with the catch, and the Razorbacks have broken it open.
Ole Miss never loses a party.
I imagine our place would be rocking pretty good.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
They tempo a lot of teams and make them where they can't really think, so they kind of lose a lot of their assignments and technique just because they're tired. So that's a bigger thing that we're working on, man, trying to match their tempo.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Hey, back here at Arkansas Game Day, Robert Mann now joins us, Stadium Shop on Razorback, 989 Razorback Road. Now, the boss just told you something. Why don't you share that with our audience?
Okay, so Elizabeth has decided that the sale on the rack, the $10 sale on all the sale items,
yes,
it's going to go all day now.
Look at that.
She decided to make it go all day.
The power of peer pressure, right?
Well, it's just too big of a response, and we got too much stuff. I'm not lying. We got way too much stuff. Plus, we're doing on the regular price stuff.
Yep.
We're doing a buy one get one half off.
Mm-hmm.
So sales galore. Come and see us. We're just pretty much giving it away.
Yeah,
it feels like it.
I mean, there's tons of stuff, and there's stuff valued at over $100 that is going for $10 right now. Not $10 off, $10.
Period.
You can't get a burger, fries, and a drink for $10 right now. And like Robert just said, buy one, get one half off, regular price of equal or lesser value still going on here at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. They've still got parking, again, right next to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, not too far, and got a lot of cold gear for later on, not just today, but the rest of the year.
Notice it cooled off.
Yep.
I mean, all of a sudden, it dropped like 10 degrees here in the past 5 minutes.
Yep.
Guys are putting on jackets. So there's warm stuff on there, sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts, jackets. $10. Come and get them.
Yep. Come on by and see us. Really appreciate all. We've had people from all over the state that have stopped by and see us this afternoon. We really appreciate everyone being a supporter here of the Stadium Shop on Razorback, as well as Sawyer's, which you can check out all of Buzz Sawyer's stuff at sawyers.sunroom.com. Everything for outside of the house. Robert, how you feeling about today? We got about 15 seconds.
Going to win by 20.
Okay, win by 20. Wow, I've got 31-28. We're handing the headset to Phil Elson, Gino Bell, and Rick Schaefer. This has been Arkansas Game Day with me, Big C. Appreciate Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew here at the Stadium Shop.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a